We are back. Welcome again. We are settling down to the top 4 competitors of this month's CPT World Warrior Canada West. I am Mr. Mistopheles, joined by John the Batman Hat, and we are bringing you some fantastic matches. Now, what you just saw there, that was the fresh cut contest for community clips. And if you guys want, you can continue to clip that stuff throughout the week. Anything that you see from a Wednesday night fight event over here on Level Up Live, and depending if your clip gets chosen, you will win a sub to the channel. So please go ahead and participate in that. And we have some fine matches coming up for you. Now, who do we have, John?
So we got the Lowinator versus Mortsy here for our winners finals. So I've kind of highlighted earlier in the cast, this is a very important match, particularly for Lowinator. Mortsy is sitting very comfortable up in about second, third, kind of competing with Lycan for positioning, but Lowinator is currently sitting at, I think, 7th in the bracket, and we are missing key members. Noodle and Bumba today are 4th and 6th place representatives. So if Lowinator is able to take this, he's going to make it into grands, and he's going to make at least 40 points, which is going to skyrocket him up to 90, and I think that's going to firmly put him in 4th. And he is competing directly for that with Super Friends, who's coming up from the lower side of the bracket. So it's a very important game for Lowinator, and if he does manage to take it. And also, key thing with Lowinator, now we did have a DQ today. He is the only player who has beaten Sarah Blast in top 8.
Oh, I actually didn't know that he had.
Yeah, and I think in our last one we had that he beat her 3-2. And then eventually did end up losing to her in losers finals, unfortunately. But if you're gonna have anybody hope, and he is the only member from Manitoba here today, so he's the Manitoban hope. It's gonna be Lowinator there. But of course, guys, we have the Matcherino. You guys have heard about it before, but if not, you know, exclamation mark Matcherino down in the chat. There's free codes for you to claim. There's also some little quests and stuff you can do on the side to contribute more. And if you're feeling really generous today, you can also donate. All this money goes straight to the players. So they're putting on a great show for you today, and this is a great way you can give back to them.
Yes, and just another reminder, guys, there are codes to be claimed. Literally, it is free money. All you have to do is sign in with a social media account and then click the claim code button. If you guys remember, you used to have to remember a weird code that sometimes like the TOs wouldn't even update correctly. So it might be a crapshoot whether it was the right code or the wrong code. That's no longer the case. All you do is sign in with a social media account, click the claim code button, and suddenly you have given a free 25 cents to the Matcherino prize pool. Now, there are 75 of you in here. And I'm guessing there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 50, 25, 50 codes. And if they aren't all used up, that's on you. Chat, I am writing down every single one of your names, and I'm going to make sure that you... I'm going to make sure that you get coal in your stocking as we're getting nearing Christmas. That's what it is. Do you want that? Do you want that? Do you want to be on the naughty list? Come on. All right, let's get into this next match. We are going to have Lowinator versus Mortsy. Now, do you know if there... I'm guessing there's a history between these two players, right? Do you happen to know who might have the edge, if there is one way or another?
So actually, I don't think these players have run into each other as much. Now they have, because Lowinator is probably, I think, along with Bumber, probably the top 2 players out of Manitoba, and Mortsy obviously being one of the best representatives out of BC. So they have played each other in like online tournaments, and it has been back and forth. I think Mortsy on average does take the edge. I'd have to look at the stats on it, so feel free to quote me later, guys, if I'm wrong. But on average, it does tend to be Mortsy has a little bit more control, and I think that's just from like the raw experience of it. But Lowinator is a fantastic Zeku player, and he really does understand how to get around a lot of matchups. So I think the edge is slightly in Mortsy's favor, just simply from experience and games played. But yet again, Lowinator is the only one who has beaten Saro in top 8.
Yeah, that's something you can hang your hat on. It means that he's clearly capable of rising to the occasion, but right now, already down pretty far on life. You're able to dissuade that poison with a tap on Mortsy's side. And now we're back to neutral here. He is rocking the young Zeku to have a little more control, a little more speed, a little more mobility. We'll see if it is enough. Able to get a lucky cross up here, put him back in the corner. Good chunk of damage. And now we're back to this young Zeku. Your big counter hit combo. Will he decide to stun? Okay, yes.
Oh, he's just going for the combo, goes for the setup, drop on it. Nice blocks here from Mortsy, but no, doesn't get hit. No, the activation combo doesn't come down. Mortsy keeps it safe. Reversal. This is what Mortsy needs. Got to keep Lowinator stuck in the corner here. Double throw comes down. Not going to go for a third. Gets the hit on it, and we're 1 hit away from stun as well. Oh, Mortsy just needs 1 hit. It's all it needs. Lowinator is in dire straits, about to throw away this game. Doesn't get the hit, but doesn't convert into more. And Mortsy just looking
so much damage. It doesn't matter whether it's a back throw or a forward throw. They're all SPDs from young Zeku. First round goes to Lowinator.
Exactly. And just a great turnaround there as well, because Mortsy had complete control at the beginning of that round, but LoweNator got the hit and transitioned it completely into a corner situation in his favor. Now, will he be able to repeat that? We don't know, because the script has been reversed. LoweNator had the edge early, but no, speak of the devil, gets it back in the corner, looking for those hits. And just the raw activation into it, looking for one more hit here.
What a chase down. He dashed up in his face. There's the activation. Okay, yep, there it is that time. I was a little preemptive. The preamble leads up to this, though. All this corner pressure caging young Zeku here, just out of range. And look how much work that poison has done, even with barely any hits. Oh, he could have been dead.
Oh, we got one more hit on either side here. Mortsy does have control of the situation, but LoweNator just looking for that one opportunity to get out, and does manage to a great preemptive pokes, calls out that timing on Mortsy, and LoweNator has taken the first game of the set.
Yeah, I really liked LoweNator's aggression there. It seems like he just had an inline an inline vision into the rhythm and timing on Mortsy's side. He pressed at all the right moments, he jumped over at all the right moments, and even in the scramble situations, he got the better of them, and that's why he took that first game. And there's an anti-air, sure, but like it seems like he's still comfortable. Look at this.
Oh, I got the hit. Oh, the slide. That was a little aggressive, going for a hard call out, and it doesn't work out. We have kind of reset to neutral here. And as you've highlighted so many times, the poison, it's just doing so much. Mortsy's controlling the corner and just letting the poison and the chip damage just take away from LoweNator's health. Then the DP does find his opportunity, and there's a side switch on that too. Great opportunity, throws him out of the EX move. We have reset back to neutral here, and we're just kind of seeing what player wants to get. Oh, he hit him with the otter. Oh, he hit him with the otter.
He's not quite dead. He does get Oki off of this, so the next interaction will kill. Did he mean to do that? Oh man, this is a good situation. You can. Oh, this is so cheap. He blocked correctly.
He blocked it.
How did he know?
Oh, the crush go. No, he doesn't get more off of it. Oh, LoweNator can take this away, steal it away from Mortsy on the jaws of the feet, but no, goes for the risky option. Great block here from Mortsy, and Mortsy's got the first round of the set, but just a chaos. It's so chaotic now.
Yeah, that was not an easy win for Mortsy. Even LoweNator screwing that up at the end and going a little too off the wall for his own comfort, right? It still was not an easy task. Now, this time it's going a little bit better in Mortsy's favor. He's more comfortable. He's got him pressed here in the corner, which young Zeku has found himself a lot throughout this set. But is he going to get the opportunity here to land a big hit and actually turn the tides in his favor?
Oh, I think Mortsy's doing such a good job of setting up the poison and also putting out his normals in ways that they're just going to at very least trade. And this is just force LoweNator to be stuck in the corner the entire time. And I think he's just trying to slowly escape from this. But I think Mortsy's corner pressure has just been such a key highlight here. And there it is, just coming out to full fruition. Great anti-air. And I think the key to this is like, can LoweNator get out of that corner? Because as you said, he's been caging young Zeku the whole time. And LoweNator's only really gotten out of with hard call-outs on the jump or preemptive pokes. He's never been able to kind of slowly get his way out of there outside of a very committal option. So if Mortsy's able to keep that on and keep that pressure, I think this is going to be a very scary set for LoweNator.
I think you're exactly right, John. Mortsy seemed in that game specifically, it seemed like he was getting a better read on how LoweNator wanted to approach, how he wanted to try and use his mobility to get in and out of these pockets that might make it a little bit difficult for Mortsy to fight him. But it seems like he's reacting better. He's having a better eye for how he wants to try and position himself, and it is going south very quickly.
Oh yeah, just we've seen Mortsy almost playing the more like kind of laid back game, more just kind of very slow pressure. Now he just went full aggression, full mix-ups here early on, and he's gotten so much damage of it. But we did see this kind of idea in the first game where Mortsy had a huge advantage and LoweNator turned it around off of a good hit, and the conversion's looking to maybe get into the stump, but no, opts to just play around like neutral with old Zeku. Young Zeku change. I'm not really sure what he wants to commit to here, but Mortsy is getting the hits he needs, has all the meter in the world as well to keep up extended pressure if he wants, and the air. We're looking at one more hit, looking away. Oh, okay, Mortsy's down in the corner here. LoweNator needs to find it. This is the full thing coming to fruition, but it does not work out. Mortsy calls out that option. You see that LoweNator, he's looking for these hard reads out of the corner, and Mortsy adapted to it as, okay, go ahead, take the risk. He punished him completely for it, and that's Mortsy taking the round in really just stunning fashion and going into the next round with 3 bars of meter as well. So the beginning of this round could be very, very volatile for him.
Okay, he decides not to spend it there, which I think is fine. It seems, again, that he is comfortable enough. Okay, that is going to be a big punish. I really like that. Using the stand short there to get the best damage he could from that range. Guarantee it with the EX slide. Gonna go into super here, and now the next situation, I believe... Not quite guess for game yet, but there it is. He gets caught counter hit, and with the extra damage taking away from the poison, Mortsy able to close it out, and he goes up 2-1 over LoweNator.
Yeah, and a really interesting match so far because we did see Lowenator very good when he's able to get that hit and convert his offense. But Mortzy, just the simple adaptations he's making, he's just able to stop Lowenator from getting started. He's keeping him out, and then the minute Lowenator's in the corner, it spells like almost defeat for him. Because Mortzy has adapted to it. He understands exactly how Lowenator's trying to escape. And as a result, he's getting anti-aired, he's getting pressured. And then Mortzy's so good at understanding how to utilize the poison and the chip damage to add up that he almost doesn't really need to do anything. He's free to just press buttons, kind of slowly pressure you, and Fang just does free damage.
Exactly. You really said it best. And I think something that Lowenator is kind of struggling with a bit, and I think this comes into play regarding their respective levels and experience playing at this kind of tournament, is his risk reward assessment isn't at the same caliber of Mortzy. Lowenator has had some of these big gambles with the slide at the end. He's trying to jump out of the corner, maybe when he could just hold down back, or try and take some space back with a stand medium punch, crouch medium kick, something like that. But we see the character switch here to Ken. Now, I think Ken could be a bit of a better matchup, right? There's more of a wild card that pays off in big damage like this. Right? And suddenly you get much better Oki consistently. And on top of that too, if you're at the right range, whether he's throwing a fire or he's throwing the poison balls or he is putting down a cloud, you can react with uppercut, and not only are you getting damage and punishing him for it, but you are getting Oki. But right now, he is just taking all of this corner positioning to the bank. He's gonna be able to kill, doesn't have to spend any meter. That was a great first round for Lowenator.
Yeah, this is the typical Manitoba Ken. So I know Bumba isn't here today, but he's a very aggressive Ken player. But he's also very good at kind of dialing it back when he needs to. And you're kind of seeing it in Lowenator's playstyle as well. He's played Bumba a ton, and I think that's kind of you can see that reflected in his Ken. So anybody who's seen this matchup before is probably going to be very familiar with this kind of playstyle from Bumba. So it's great to see the Manitoba representative is still representing his boy even when he's not here.
Sure. What a big counter poke there. Gets the side switch too. There's another one, and now the next interaction, yes, he is gonna be dead. Mortzy taking it with the kind of pseudo one frame link there with the stand jab hitting meaty, and now he is at set point to maybe put Lowenator down into losers 3-1.
Exactly, and yet again, a very key match for Lowenator because he is getting so many points and he's sitting in front of Super Friends at the moment in the rankings, so he wants to get the grands because that's so many guaranteed points, and without Cereblast here, this is the time you got to do it.
Man, he is playing crazy, just absolutely shooting from the hip. He's going to be able to kill here. Man, okay, I really hope I don't curse him. Please.
Wait,
I don't know if that's going to kill. Okay, yes, it is. It is enough. Now, Fong is a low health character. I believe he has like 950. But Lowenator still alive and kicking. Is this character switch what he needed? Is it enough to disrupt the download that Mortzy had started?
Well, I think the main thing is Mortzy didn't really download Lowenator's offensive timings. He more was able to fully pressure him out, win in neutral, and then get him to the corner. And then he forced Lowenator to play just defense. And we actually saw that here. When Lowenator's on the offense, he is winning. He's just winning. But the minute he was put on defense in that one round, he actually just lost because he got shoved into the corner. So that theme is still there.
Yeah, man, that missed opportunity. But he gets it right back. He steals it with the jump in, and now he's already got this corner position. He's racked up a ton of damage, and you can tell Mortzy is, maybe a little pressured, maybe a little nervous. What a throw tech.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting because, Mortzy didn't really have to play defense too much in the last game, but now Lowenator's forcing him to. So I think Mortzy's just trying to slowly adapt into that. Yeah, great punish. Yeah, again, he's in the corner. He goes for those risky escapes, and Mortzy still has that download ready. He goes for the triple swap, but it didn't work out. DP comes down, probably not the most damage you could have got out of that, but escapes from the situation. And now Lowenator's looking for his way in, looking to get that offense started because that is his win condition. But Mortzy is... Oh, he hit the poison.
That was so good from Mortzy. He snuck into that range to actually put himself inside the cloud, and it was just enough to make Lowenator a little rambunctious. He's like, okay, I can try and get something going here. It's probably going to dissipate soon, and just that little bit of edging closer made him antsy enough to try and press a button when he shouldn't have, and that clipped him. And now, again, Mortzy looking to take this 3-2, and he's maybe going to seal the deal here. He's looking a little bit stronger.
Yeah, his neutral has adapted, and he's not letting Lowenator get anything started because Mortzy was still kind of winning in these neutral interactions, but the minute Lowenator got the hit, the momentum was just too much for him. But I think Mortzy's got to read on that. His defense is looking better, and you see how he's just stuffing everything, and that is going to be it. Bets it all on the V-Skill 2 DP, and that is Mortzy taking it 3-2 over Lowenator. And honestly, just such an exciting set. There's so much adaptation from both players. Lowenator found the answer he needed. He exploited the thing that Mortzy wasn't looking for, but then Mortzy made that adaptation back, shoring up his defense, winning winning the neutral game again, and that was enough to win him the set and secure his place in grand finals, which is going to put him very heavily in front of White Gun for points right now.
Yeah.
And maybe even potentially next month be able to contest with Cerro Blast for that. But this is really important for Lowinator too. He does go down to losers finals, which is going to secure him at least 35 points. So that leads us into this next match here. Super Friends has a 10-point advantage over him. So Super Friends actually doesn't even really need to win this to have the same points tied with them. But if he makes it to losers finals, he will get the spot above Lowinator.
Yeah, again, we talked about this, right? The opportunity for parity is so big in these World Warrior events. And, you know, typically it doesn't even matter which region it is. You will have the person who is the best player in that region. You know, you've got Cerro Blast, you've got Chris CCH, you've got, you know, players like Brian F. and, you know, in other regions, it's Ending Walker, right? So you have these players that are on a different level, but everybody below them, there's so much opportunity and so much room to shake things up, and that makes these events so exciting. And I really do think that throughout these next couple matches that we see as they play out, there's going to be some swaps, and people need to keep that in mind as they're planning out these couple more events trying to secure that spot in the regional final. But right now we have White Gun versus Super Friends. Is Super Friends going to be able to stave off that wild, erratic air approach from White Gun? Or is White Gun going to be able to just overrun them and end this quickly?
Yeah, I know you put it great there, because that's kind of the dynamic of this match. Now, we have seen this quite a few times, and traditionally White Gun is usually shut up early on. Super Friends is able to get the read, but then White Gun changes up his aerial timings, changes up his dive-ins, and he almost pushes Super Friends to a point where he's not quite there yet, and that's usually how White Gun is able to kind of take the game over him. But it's usually a very exciting match between the both of them, because it's kind of like just Super Friends keeping this maniac away from them.
All right, big uppercut there comes from White Gun, and now Super Friends just trying. Okay, there it is. I was just going to say he beat me to it. Having that V-skill parry on deck and the quadruple dash into the throw, that parry led to that. All it took was one situation to actually get a proper punish on that dive kick, and the tides turned in this blink of an eye.
Exactly. No, Super Friends just really good at kind of switching on that aggressive tone when he does need it. But this is what I mean with White Gun. He changes up his aerial timings. He's forcing up these anti-airs or kind of baiting Super Friends into nothing. And yeah, like right there. He's trying to bait out DPs and stuff. So you can kind of see how he's trying to get in his head. And a lot of these will whiff and he'll take a lot of damage. But that's when White Gun usually makes the adaptation and changes it up. Oh, the throw!
He's stunned. He's dead.
He's dead.
Now, I will say this is actually a matchup that I think Ryu wins like pretty handedly. Because having access to parry, having access to the crouching medium kick that actually pretty soundly beats Cammy's now because hers has been nerfed. And then on top of that, Ryu just hits like an absolute truck. Like he's got 40-ounce gloves on, and Cammy's health recently got nerfed. If she gets touched, she's just turning to dust.
Oh, exactly. When you have like a high-risk player like White Gun as well, when he does get hit, it just does so much. And of course, Super Friends so good with those punishes when they do come out. So yeah, this is the dynamic of the matchup. It's like White Gun just needs to be right all the time, and he will just make Super Friends explode. But the minute he's wrong, Super Friends is so good at just turning that situation into just completely his advantage and just locking him down kind of at the corner like we see now. Now, White Gun, of course, does get out. Young commentators curse the classic, but we have reset into neutral here, and he's kind of just poking away. Oh, great call out on the fireball as well. And now White Gun has Super Friends exactly where he wants him. Crouching medium kick, calls out the timing. That was fantastic, but no, the activation comes down, whiffs on the combo, I think died. Just didn't get the spiral arrow.
Cross cut he got at that time. And now here's the activation, and this is his time to shine. Oh, he absolutely could have gotten a pickup off that. He's dead.
He did the guard break. He did the guard break.
Nice. He has been pulling that out all tournament in these clutch moments in this 12th hour when it matters most. Now look, he is on the brink of going up 2-0 over White Gun in the span of maybe a minute. He's looking to end this quickly, but White Gun adapting, rushing him down, getting in this closer range where he can't even think. Oh, that was a huge miss. Look at the damage.
Oh, and it's just adding up. Super Friends just doing a fantastic job, just not letting White Gun get away with anything so far. But of course, as that happens, he gets the hit. And this is where White Gun's scary. He's done so many comebacks in this very same situation, but break on the throw. Super Friends is playing so good. Anti-air with the donkey kick out of anything. And we're just looking at one more hit here. White Gun trying to rush him down, but Super Friends staying tight, getting... Oh, no, when he parry. I think I should DP'd there. It's so unfortunate. The throw comes down. And White Gun...
Oh, he's just out of range. White Gun knowing not to overextend there, and he gets a misfire. Okay, not quite dead.
Oh, yeah, he frame killed him there. Oh, the triple throw.
There was a sliver of life left. He was just a little too hesitant. And White Gun is trying to silence him, trying to take game back in his favor so we can get the pendulous momentum back on his side. I like this, spending the meter early, getting a big life lead, and now you can play a little slower. Well, he won't play slower, he's White Gun. But he can pick and choose a little bit, but this is a huge punish. I love the heavy kick Tatsu. You get the guaranteed Oki, you get the better screen positioning, get him put in back into the corner. And now look at this. He has already taken the life lead back.
Oh, that was
the chase.
nasty. Oh, he didn't get the punish though. That was so close to being the stun. The Super Friend just has to play so good. No, he gets hit by it. And White Gun, he's crazy. He's a madman, but Super Friends is absolutely not phased by it. Keeping the pressure on, doesn't fully charge it up that time. And now we're just back to the fireball.
Oh, the DP.
God, the last second DP. No, he went into fireball instead. Oh,
the sweep.
The sweep. Are you kidding me?
This is crazy. The EX chase on any
he blocked it. He's dead. He's dead.
This is it. White Gun takes it in what was a crazy, chaotic, hectic last 10 seconds there. Back and forth, trading blows. White Gun comes out on top, and now we are tied up. One game between these two titans, swinging for their life, trying to move on here to losers finals.
Oh, and I think it was almost just unfortunate that Super Friends got put in that situation, because if anybody's going to thrive in the chaos, it's White Gun, because there was a few key opportunities that Super Friends could win there, but he's not probably as used to being in those scrambles as White Gun was, so White Gun was able to capitalize a lot better. But man, what an absolute spaghetti fest there in the last little bit.
All right, there is the low forward confirm. He gets the shimmy, another big chunk of damage here. But more importantly, the corner position. Stun is racking up. We're at almost 80%. And he jumps into the corner here. No parry, and he gets on the other side again. This back throw is super important. He actually clips him. I like the slow fireball choice there. He techs the throw. And now is he actually going to have the dive? Man, there have been so many of these obvious dive kicks that just haven't been parried. He's not ready for it.
Yeah, no, he's almost like supposing that White Gun isn't going to go for that option, but White Gun very good at exploiting when that just a wake up DP does it. And that's White Gun taking the first round. But kind of back on my point there is White Gun is very willing to exploit an option if you are not dealing with it. So those dive kicks, he's going to keep doing it until Super Friends does get down that parry, and then that's usually when the switch up is going to come. So it's really just on Ken, Super Friends defense, and kind of keep up game, be on point. And look at this conversions here, so good. But he needs to keep White Gun in here. It's like keeping a caged animal in the corner here, but he gets the sweep. One more hit. Stun comes down, and I think he just might be able to barely kill off of this. No, okay.
But next interaction will seal the deal. And the sweep immediately. Honestly, I really like that option from Super Friends. He knows that Lonator was just chomping at the bit to try and take his turn back, try and get his offense started. He's like, nah, even if you block the sweep, who cares? I've got such a big life lead that if I hit, I win. You still have 2 more interactions to try and kill me. This is a good gamble. I love that repositioning into the sweep there for the whiff punch on the dive kick. Able to get a punish there too. And look at this. He's got stun racking up. We're almost at 90%. I love using the X fireball there, but he gets clipped for his troubles. There's the side switch, and now the Oki is in White Gun's favor.
And this is where White Gun is so scary. He's got him locked in the corner, and he's in V-trigger. There's so many options that White Gun's going to be able to get the hit on. Doesn't get away from that. One more hit away from stop. No, he didn't convert it into more. Activation comes down, and Super Friends is looking so good. He's in the corner. But he could have played safe, but no double dashes in. White Gun playing back. I think he's looking for just a fireball punish. And Super Friends doesn't get him. He's going to punish the DP, but no, doesn't get quite a lot off of that. He doesn't die on that. Oh my God, the conversion comes down. One more hit.
The shimmy!
Oh my God, the shimmy!
This has been so high octane. This has been so balls to the wall, all gas, no brakes. Each of these players, the moment that they have an opportunity to just sniff the scent of blood in the water, they are just taking the inhibitors off and just going full send and just hunting them down. And it's just been so back and forth, just these huge momentum swings. And like I said, Ryu gets the better of that exchange because he hits so hard. Look at this, a huge punish.
That's a great start here from Super Friends. He's actually been just keeping the offense on, but great little punish there from White Gun. And it's so actually Super Friends is doing a good job in the corner. A lot of people really struggle to get away from White Gun when he's in these positions. But Super Friends, he is eating a lot of throws as a result of it, but he is able to find his situations out. Of course, I'm jinxing the absolute heck out of it right now, but there we go. There it is. He gets just a little walk forward. Great punish comes down. Now V reversal unfortunately does come down. We are right back to where we started.
That was the first time in this entire top 8 that I have seen White Gun go for a V reversal. And he's dead. And the dash up throw, catching him asleep at the wheel. That crush counter flashed him with light. He was like a deer in front of a car. And just like that, Super Friends is poised to take this 3-1. And frankly, what is obviously an upset.
Oh, definitely, yeah, because this is like just a huge match. White Gun sitting up at 2nd right now, so Super Friends does take this. He's going to get really high on the leaderboard. And it's so good. He needs this.
So desperate. You can tell White Gun is terrified of losing this. There's a big conversion for him, and I was able to get a little bit of a life lead back. Okay, big down fierce, and just trying to find the range. He actually got out of the corner there because of that back heavy kick, and that throw tech was so important. No conversion there from White Gun, and he misses another opportunity. When is the activation gonna come from either of them? Activation in neutral, and he gets clipped for his troubles. And now there's gonna be something here soon, right? He blocks it out. There is the EX activation.
Yeah, he's just tending to block out the dive kick in those situations. Like, feel like he knows it's coming, but he's choosing to block it. Little shimmy comes out here from White Gun. Oh, and the tick throw. We're looking at one more interaction for either one. He gets the DP. There it is. There it is. Super Friends needs to get started. He's going on the aggressive, but unfortunately gets chipped on the falling frames. And that is White Gun tying it up 1-1 apiece. Now Super Friends needs to get this, wants to put it to bed. Don't let White Gun get that aggression. But if White Gun does take it here, we're going to be tied up 2-2.
Man, this is even as a commentator, this is just mentally exhausting. But we can see right now, Super Friends has all these opportunities. This is huge. Oh, he went for the shimmy!
Are you kidding me?
I don't think, can he kill? There's no way he kills, right?
No, it's just a one more interaction. Probably gonna look for just one more. Oh, he tried to whip punish that with a throw. Probably should have went for a button instead. Now he's just playing patient, looking for it. Oh, that's not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted at all. The throw comes down, and White Gun might be able to get the comeback here. Knocks him out of the fireball. The hit comes down and conversions into CA. And this is looking all White Gun so far. Super Friends needs to stay tight, not get hit by what's coming next. But White Gun is so great.
Throw. He was terrified of the EXDP. You know that's what it was. Super Friends was 2 steps ahead. He knew. And my man just reached out, grabbed a hold of that collar, judo threw her backwards, and stole that from the brink of defeat. Super Friends will move on to losers finals here.
And what an upset
over White Gun. That was an insane match to watch. Holy cow.
Yeah, and that's actually really important too, because we've seen that match in the past, and what happens is Super Friends tends to get overwhelmed at the end and White Gun takes it, but not this time. Super Friends was actually dominating the offense in so many situations. He had great options for the dive kicks. Like, you can tell this man has either been labbing or he was just in the matrix state on fire, and that's so key too, because he's knocked White Gun out. White Gun is sitting in second. That actually means Mortsy is going to handedly take the second position today, and Super Friends is now going up against his basically rival in this bracket.
Up in the ladder.
Yeah,
it's going not White Gun, excuse me, Super Friends. That win was so important for his positioning in this top 8 going into next month and then the regional finals. He has almost certainly secured himself a spot, right?
Yeah, I think with this, if I've done the math correctly, Super Friends has actually secured his place in 4th. Lowinator will likely sit below him in 5th. The main reason for this is Super Friends is 10 points ahead of Lowinator right now. And obviously we are in a point where they can only make either the same amount of points or less. So Super Friends is guaranteed 4th now. This is huge.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to see how the rest of this plays out. I'm just still in awe at how well Super Friends played. It just... anytime there was a scramble situation, it seemed like he had the right solution, or at the very least a solution that was going to be calculated enough that he wasn't going to get a big punish for it. Like he wasn't going to be punished heavily for it. And Cammy can't afford that, because again, that low life, that nerf to her life is such a big detriment. Now Cammy is still a very strong character, but against a character like Ryu, who just hits like a truck, just sledgehammers for fists, you can't make mistakes, and he got the better of it. And that's why he's going to go up against Lowinator here. Super Friends versus Lowinator to decide who meets Mortsy in grand finals.
And also, interestingly enough, our first losers finals that doesn't have a representative from Vancouver only. We have Saskatchewan and Manitoba and one member of BC up here. This is completely different than what we've seen before, so let's get into it. Remainder of this gets to keep the Prairie Province in the top 3.
Oh, big jump in there for Lowinator. Get a little bit of damage here. Switch to Young Zeku. Immediately get the pickup off the counter hit. And now you can see he's trying to rush things down and just not giving him the moment to even try and get any sort of comeback. This is going to be able to kill. If don't save your... oh, he doesn't even have to save meter anyways. Builds a good chunk anyways, switching into Old Zeku for the uppercut, and first round goes to Lowinator.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a very different style here from Lowinator, because Mortsy did a good job of really pressuring him down and not letting him get anything started. Now, Super Friends isn't really playing that style as much. He's the one who's trying to, like, you know, play reactions to you, DP you out of things, but you can start offense on him. And we already are kind of seeing what Lowinator is able to do here. So it's going to be down to kind of how can Super Friends defend against this? What a whip punish.
No, that was a buffer, my friend. He knew. That comes from just recognizing the player, recognizing what they want to do to try and just turn that tide to get a little more advantage back on their side. And he stuck that button out and was churning into that EX Bushin shoulder, and it paid off big time. He took that first game in quick, succinct fashion.
Exactly, and just a very different play style too, because we now have another aggressive player in the form of Lowinator, but you see just how he's playing differently than White Gun. White Gun is like sheer rush down, but Lowinator is kind of playing around mid-range, getting his hit, and then the offense comes. And like Super Friends, I think is kind of used to just shutting someone down, so he is waiting a bit, and this is allowing Lowinator to get some advantage in the mid-range. So I think if Super Friends can kind of get off of that and kind of like strictly just shut down style, I think he's going to be able to find a lot of good results here. But as of right now, it's kind of all Lowinator.
Interestingly enough, we're noticing that Super Friends is really abandoning that Fireball game that got him so much mileage about this top 8 in favor of trying to just play at a range where he doesn't really have to deal with the grams from Lowinator, but it is not working out. He's really struggling. He blocks that, able to get a punish. I would have liked to have seen medium kick Tatsu, and such, Lowinator takes it.
And Lowinator honestly just kind of dominating the neutral game, and just his aggression has just gone very like well unchecked so far. But now a jump in from Super Friends does allow him to get started, and I'm interested to see how it starts up. But no, a throw comes down, and now Lowinator is in a very advantageous position. The fireballs are coming back a bit though.
Yeah, and the anti-airs have been on point, and he dropped it. He's got to hold this pressure. I like the V-reverse there. Don't even give him the chance to mix you up. No strike throw for you. Tries to whiff punish with a sweep there. No such luck. Now he gets himself out of the corner, and the stagger pressure affords him a knockdown. All right, how's he going to score this and try and get this round to swing momentum back on his side? Ah, man, Lowinator is not even giving him the chance.
Yeah, no, Lowinator just playing really good. He's really good at finding his hit and just converting it into so much more. And I think that's actually going to be enough to finish it off right there. Yeah, activation comes down. Little, does he need to spend meter? Oh, yeah, just right at the end.
And in that situation, you don't even consider saving it, right? You know, that round is going to secure you the win for the whole game. You spend every ounce of cash you can because you don't want to risk a comeback. There is no trying to guess, no calculations that could be wrong. He takes it. Now that is 2 on the board for Lowinator. He's making quick work trying to speed run his way for that run back against Morty, but Super Friends, we have seen there has been some adaptation. There were moments where he absolutely looked down and out against White Gun's Cammy. He was able to steal it back, really turn the tides in some of those scramble situations. Can he actually manage to do that against Lowinator? What a good hit confirmed there on the crouch. Another one after the crush counter, and now he gets a punish on the V-shift. Oh man, he tried to go for a frame kill throw setup, no such luck, and he gets caught for his troubles running in a little too over aggressive. Still a big life lead for him.
Exactly. Yeah, no, kind of reset just back down to neutral here so far, but this is honestly where Lowinator's been winning for the most part, so it's kind of interesting that Super Friends is prioritizing it more, and Lowinator just kind of getting the hits, and then we're just, yeah, it's just reset back to neutral just over and over. Yes. Oh, that was sick.
That long Shoto hurtbox after you throw a fireball, it is always a risk when a character has some of these strong Street Fighter V anti-fireball tools. He baits it that time. He can kill with, oh no!
No, he just stopped it. Okay. Oh, my heart.
Bro. I'm 31 now. I can't be having scares like that. You gotta seal the deal, my boy. There's the EX knockdown, but he runs right into an EX DP. Right back at you, though. I can spend cash, too.
Yeah, just spends the double EX fireball, gets the damage on it. Now, he does have control of the corner here, but Lowinator has been able to kind of get out by just walking and just pressuring with buttons like you see here. And if he's able to kind of keep that up, I think Super Friends is going to have a rough time with this corner game. But he's got the hit, and we've reset back into neutral here. I think he's going for a little bit of a shimmy there.
Right. Yep, and that is something very rarely can you actually get a guaranteed throw punish against against Zeku's V reversal, because it starts up so fast compared to most other characters. So you really have to be in a meaty situation with a button that recovers quick. But still, Lowinator is not out of this. Going to be building V-Trigger here pretty soon. There is V-Trigger. Oh, it has to activate there.
Oh, and he's dead now. There it is. Super Friend gets on the board.
Yep. If that were V-Trigger 1, he could have made it safe, but he was hoping and praying there might be some sort of, you know, unfamiliarity there. Unfortunately, did not pay off. And this is what I talked about, right? Super Friends has been in these situations where it seemed like he's down but not out. And then he gets a little bit of energy, gets a little bit of wind in his sail, and he's able to claw back, stand up a little bit straighter, and fight his way. Can he actually take that in a full 3-game sweep over Lowinator, though?
Yeah, going to be a heck of a mountain to climb here, but he is doing a good job kind of in neutral, just like interrupting these, because as I was kind of highlighting earlier, that's how Lowinator's tending to win. He's getting that hit in neutral, and he's converting into full offense, which Super Friends is kind of having a rough time blocking. But Super Friends, he's whiff punishing him now. He's hitting him with buttons, a lot of preemptive stuff, and he's kind of just got that reading on what timing Lowinator wants to do, and it's coming to full fruition here. But Lowinator does manage to get out of the corner here, and now we're back onto kind of his win condition that's been getting him so much progress as far. As Super Friends has kind of reset the thing. Oh, the jump over on the fireball. And yeah, Lowinator's right where he needs to be. He's still winning in this game is the key thing. When we get in this situation, he's got a heavy advantage.
That EX fireball decision there was so good. It's so fast. It gets him the best frame advantage he can off of a knockdown. It is essentially Ryu's win condition. The choice to throw it out right then was so smart from Super Friends to take his turn back and ultimately seal the deal. He tried to cross, but they're just a little late on. It is tough. It is tough. And now he's got to deal with this Oki situation. I like the V reversal there. Get off me, let some of that stun dissipate. Now he's a little more comfortable in neutral. There's a cross cut.
I know he's doing a lot better here in the neutral situations, getting a lot of hit, but great preemptive poke there from Loneater. Does manage to catch the approach. Now Super Friends has done a walk-up throw of his own. Oh, gets the hit. I think he was just going, I don't know. I actually don't know what he's going for right there.
Not able to get a punish there. I think he could have hit confirmed that into medium pick Tatsu. But, he gets caught sleeping. Yeah. He is dead. Yeah. Go into the V-trigger to pull up, and then
the slide.
No! He decided not to go for it, and the crouching medium kick ends it. And now Loneater potentially going to take this 3-1. But Super Friends is not out yet. There's one round on the board for him. He can try and tie this up. Now, that is a situation we've seen every so often. I think that's maybe why Super Friends is hesitant to throw these fireballs. Because Graham does have this disjointed hitbox that should they even clash, it can still hit you on the other side of the fireball. And Shoto's really struggled to deal with that.
Wow. Ooh, what a power move. Walks up and hits him with the DP. But unfortunately, it looks like the situation has been turned around. And this is, yet again, where Loneater has looked good. Now, Super Friends needs to make the adaptations. Hit him with the sweep. And this is good. He's stopped the situation that he was just losing off of. And he's now on the aggression, sitting in neutral, trying to preemptively poke him to death. And but Loneater, he's doing a great job stuffing this approach.
Man, these knockdowns are costly, though. The fireballs, when in V-trigger, do so much damage. Oh, the aggression is on. He gets out of there. Tries to go for another DP. Oh no, this next situation could seal the deal, and that flipped him right on his butt. Loneater takes it 3-1 over Super Friends. Very, very tenuous match. It was really back and forth. Even though it was 3-1, it was not as free as it might have looked score-wise. There were just a couple of situations that could have gone one way or another, and we could have just as easily been saying that Super Friends was moving on. But fortunately, he will fall. Loneater gets his chance for a run back in Grand Finals against Mortzi.
Yeah, awesome match to see. I think it's the furthest run Super Friends has had in these brackets. He has made it to most of the top 8s. Played incredible today. Like, that match against Wycombe was an absolute joy to watch. And I think he is going out of here, if I did my math correctly, he's going in here with 85 points, which will leave him in 4th at the moment. But Loneater, I think, will be making at least... Loneater has to get 1st to pass him.
Okay.
So no pressure.
Yeah, right. But I mean, frankly, you know, when you are trying to secure your spot in a regional final like this, where 8 people are going to be battling it out in the final bracket, frankly, if you're in that top 4 spot, you don't really care much about whether you're seated 1st or 2nd or whatever, just as long as you're not going to get bumped out if you don't perform as well. But I do need to remind you guys, we have a moment here where there's a bit of a lull in the action. There's 138 of you in here. If you use !matcherino in the chat, as Alex Valle just did, you can get a link to the Matcherino for this particular tournament, where you can both claim a code or contribute directly to the Matcherino. We've got $4.75 in there right now, which is too low. You guys absolutely need to bump this up. And frankly, that is because all the codes are not used up. There's 138 of you in here watching. That means we can use up all the codes and then some. You can do the sponsor quest. It's literally free money. All you have to do is sign in with a social media account, and then you get to do a sponsor quest. You get to claim the code. You don't even have to remember a code anymore. All you do is press that blue button. But if you want to be a little extra generous, and you want to make sure that these players are rewarded for the wonderful show they're putting on, especially players like Super Friends. That match with him between Loneater and White Gun was just high octane, absolutely a showstopper. You can donate directly. And just like that, look at this. My salesman spiel is going on, and we are up to $10. Folks, for a one-time offer, you can contribute directly to that prize pool and make sure that the players get some Uber Eats tonight. I don't really know where else to go with it. But please continue to support them, because this is funded directly by you. So thank you so much for all the support. Please continue to do so. Use up those codes.
And I actually have like a little shout out. Actually, during that muck, who you all saw earlier, donated $5.25. So this man not only did incredible today, he's also supporting of the winners as well. So he's just going to give you a little personal shout out that. Thank you so much. It is great to see. So it looks like we are getting to our match here. So of course it is going to be Mortzi versus Loneater to the run back from winners finals. Now, This did go in 3-2 fashion. It was the switch to
Very
Ken
close.
was incredible to see, but a lot of the set was Mortzy just pressuring Lowinator down, chip damage, and corner. Those are just the themes of the game, and Lowinator just kind of crumpled when those occurred. So are we going to see those adaptations come out and maybe the changes? Because Mortzy has 3 games to work with. We're coming out of winners, and we've seen how good he was at just getting the download. So I think it's going to be really tough for Lowinator to make the adaptations he needs, but if he does do it, it's going to be just such a great story to watch.
Yes, I could not have said it better, John. And he's trying to get out of range for that poison. But man, it's just so tough. I personally, when fighting Fong, I just take the poison because I don't want to give up the screen advantage, right? And so that's what he's able to do there. Get a throw for his trouble. Oh, able to punish that that overreach by Mortzy with that Grand. And now a ton of damage on his side. Gets the Oki follow-up. What's it going to be? Slightly mistimes his median, gets back on for his trouble.
All right. Yeah, it looks like they are just kind of pressuring it down. And this is where Mortzy dominated in the last few sets. He was in the corner. He would chip away at him with chip damage and the damage. Now we see the adaptation is still there. Lowinator is going for aggressive escapes out of the corner. And Mortzy usually gets the read on him. He had the read there. He just messed up the punish.
There were 2. Oh no, he goes for the Bushin shoulder to risk it all, trying to get some hard read. And Mortzy was just holding back. He knew there was no reason for him to go crazy in that moment. He gets knocked down here. Now a little bit of a zoning game coming from Lowinator. Some damage. He's got a bit of a life lead.
Exactly. Now he's just kind of chipping away at him, but I think this unfortunately to my fears, it's looking very similar to what we saw in the first few games against Mortzy and Lowinator. And of course, as I'm talking about, he does manage to get a great read on the jump in, but Mortzy just looks very in control in these neutral situations, or gets the pressure. But Lowinator's offense is nothing to scoff at. Gets the hit, and now he's got him locked down in the corner for the first time. But Mortzy, great block on the overhead, turns it around, and we have moved back to Mortzy's win condition here in the V-trigger. But no, great jab out.
I can't believe he took that opportunity to challenge. That was really quickly turning into Mortzy's favor, but Lowinator was not afraid. Oh, I really love that control on the Bushin flip there. Look at this. He's already got him at 65% stun. There, the run-up slide. He's not going to let him get any sort of offense started with those poison balls or zoning, whatever it might be. And now Mortzy finding himself in a very big life deficit. And honestly, Lowinator was just big chilling with his shoes off, but look at the damage he did. You do not think of Fong doing damage like that.
No, it's adding up, and Mortzy is entirely in control here. He's looking for that big read Lowinator is going to try and take to get out of the corner, I imagine. So he's just playing patient, and then he's pressuring when he's being slow. Now, Lowinator did manage to get the jump. That's the first time he just walked forward and went for an option, and it worked out great because he knew Mortzy was just waiting for it. Now he does get the corner pressure here. Now Mortzy did block everything last time, so the throw is going to get... Oh my god! The jump in, and he's going to get
dead.
I think he's dead.
Oh,
no, one more situation.
Not quite.
Oh no, it's in front. Oh,
that's so tricky. True 50-50 there. After blocking it, you absolutely have to guess between an instant air overhead or the low or the throw. Just so many options to try and deal with there, and he flinched and he took 2. So that is 1 game for Mortzy here in this grand final set, and just like you mentioned, John, at the beginning of the set, this is a 1st to 3 for Mortzy. If Lowinator wants to win, he's got to win 2 sets. That's a tall order for anybody, let alone the person that downloaded you earlier in Winners Finals. So he's going to have to really dig deep here. Oh, he gets knocked into the poison. That's disrespectful.
That is just rude. But yeah, we're kind of seeing just the same themes, I think, just happen. Lowinator is able to occasionally find a really big read and get the result, but it's only when he is on the offense is he able to find anything, because the minute we're in these neutral situations, the block pressure, it's just all Mortzy, and Lowinator just hasn't found an answer to that. His answer has almost been just avoid it. Just don't let it happen. But it's happening a lot, and it's happening right now. Mortzy going for the second. Great throw out of that, and that's what Lowinator needs. He needs to get that hit. Push Mortzy towards the corner, but Mortzy's having none of it. The pressure is coming down.
All right, he's going to just block this out. He goes for the slide there. Man, those slides have been so costly for him. He's only done it maybe, I think, twice in this set. He did it once earlier, too. But what it cost him is so much because he does them late in the set, or late in the round, rather. It's when he's already low on life, and it's either guaranteeing the win for Mortzy, or it's putting him in a position where he's just too pressed to actually get a comeback. Okay, I love that dash up back throw. But right back out of there. There's the buffer on the down medium punch into the ninja grab, puts him in the ground, and there's the side switch. He doesn't get the conversion, though.
Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. Ooh.
Okay. That was a big buffer there. Again, that is doing so much work for him. And that's frankly one of Young Zeku's strongest tools. Just throwing out that down medium punch in neutral has this great long-reaching hurt box. And because of the incredibly fast startup on the EX, man, I cannot remember what that move is called. The shoulder? I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But the EX shoulder, it starts up so fast, basically from any range, you can get a conversion if you buffer it in EX. And that's what he's been really getting away with in spades.
Exactly. Yeah, that's been his key things. And the other places he's been finding openings is off just raw jump-ins and then just some dashes or some kind of like call-outs with crushing properties. But a lot of it has just been like very kind of hard read based, or he is doing really good with that buffering there. But that's very scary against what Mortsy's doing. He's just kind of slowly pressing down.
Did that? Oh
no! Yeah, I was like,
honestly,
that work?
That's not a terrible punish. Like, that's okay if you're Lowinator. You're still in a very good position. The right situation, you can still win this round. I'm surprised we're not seeing him go for the wall cling.
Oh, that was dirty.
Oh my god. And now you gotta block this. Oh man, there's still mix-ups coming. I love these V-shifts. Just get out of dodge. He's still got a bar of V-gauge, and should he use it correctly, he'll get half of it back. Oh my gosh. He's just going for it.
And the
overhead.
Oh my
the sneaky overhead. That is the first time he has done that any time they have played tonight. He's pulling it out here when it matters most. He's just clawing, just fighting his way to try and make sure he gets this bracket reset so it's not free for Mortsy.
No, yeah, like definitely just kind of two very hard reads there at the end. It was almost a little terrifying to see because if Mortsy was a little bit quicker on the gun, he might have been able to punish either one, but he does manage to get it, and that is where Lowinator's finding success, is at these hard read situations, because Mortsy is piling offense, he's pressuring a lot, so there are holes in there are gaps where he has to dedicate to an option, and that's what Lowinator's kind of really looking for. But a lot of time Mortsy is able to get it started, and it just, as you see like here, it's just adding up. It's so much.
Yeah, the poison, the chip damage, the random hits. Oh my gosh, I love this side switch. That is a grip of damage. We'll use the EX follow-up. Decides to save it. I like that decision. Oh, he absolutely could have punished that on the other side. He could have put him back into the corner there. He didn't quite believe, and now Mortsy taking this opportunity. Give him an inch, he's going to take a mile. Look at all these throws. Another one, he goes low this time, but he blocks it. And the crush counter punish off of the V-trigger, just out of range.
I think those throws were so cool too, because traditionally what Lowinator was doing in the corners, he was just blocking. He was taking a lot of poison and chip damage of it, and Mortsy realized that, so he's like, okay, I'm just going to walk up and throw you three times, and it works out great. So you can see the adaptations Mortsy is making on offense, because Lowinator, though he is going for some hard reads, it's not that he's going for them all the time. He's actually playing quite passive, and he's looking for big opportunities. He's not really looking to like get out at every opportunity.
Oh, he just flips out of there. I love it. Oh, and the EX, take my turn back. You are not getting anywhere. All right, put him back down. There is the mix-up, gets the back throw. Mortsy's still on the offensive here, and the challenge. Now he could have whip punished that with V-trigger too.
Apples. Oh, it's very tense here right now. Oh no, but he's right where Mortsy wants him. Lowinator needs to find him. Pokes his way out, gets the hit, and then Lowinator's going to go for the hit here. Gets the side switch as well. One more situation completely in his favor. Needs that hit, but Mortsy's defense is staying strong. We have to back to do the walk-up throw. Punishes him. Tied up one round apiece.
Lowinator has been so on point with just the situational awareness for when he can dash up and steal his turn back, and it has made the difference in these sets. There have been so many situations where he has just really needed kind of a Hail Mary moment, and it's played out in his favor. He backdashes. There's no punish on it. Okay, he's still got to hold these plus frames, and there is the EX bust out. V-trigger is locked and loaded. He runs into that. Oh man, stun is still mounting. It is racking up.
Oh, the damage. Oh, just get the whip punish on that.
Blocking.
Oh my god.
Oh, the slide.
Okay, this is the situation he needs to get that pressure up. A great V reversal. Mortsy doesn't want any of that to start. Oh, he hits a meaty with that.
No punish.
With the fireball. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, this is so tense. He's still not dead. Okay, he tries to flip out, and that crouch medium kick is so strong from Fong. Just such a great catch-all anti-air. You know, even if you have something where it can change your jump arc and alter your trajectory, that move just like basically puts a little bubble around him. It like the way that the hurt box and hitbox work, basically just this arc around his head. That if you, like, whenever you're in that area, you're gonna get clipped, even if you have something that can go behind it. Oh man, just a really tough sell there. But there is a big neutral jump punish, and just goes into the run mix of efforts. Stays in front this time, trying to maybe force him to use V reversal or V shift. No such luck. Blocks it out this time, and now we're back to neutral. I like the V reversal from Lowinator there, and look at how much damage he has racked up in a span of maybe 10 seconds.
You know, great damage coming out, but now Mortsy's in the position he needs to kind of slowly chip him back, but no, Lowenator's having none of it. Great preemptive pokes to just get his way through it. He's calling out, he's challenging at the right times. And he just needs one more hit away from it. Just playing safe. He just mashed in. He knew he was going to approach. And he found the opportunity, and that's Lowenator taking up one of the rounds and actually looking very comfortable right now.
I really love seeing that confidence from players when you can tell that they understand they have the life lead, they don't need to overextend, they aren't trying to close out a round with anything risky, and they just kind of walk back or stand in place and press their safest, least to middle button. That's what Lowenator did there, so I was able to take that round, and he's sitting pretty good here in this round. He's got a little bit low on life. The poison is adding up, and he's running into a lot of stuff, but he's still pressing his offense and making Mortsy really struggle to get out of the corner. That can be punished. Oh.
The activation comes
what
out.
A throw tech.
I love how much more comfortable Lowenator's looking around. Like, he is still blocking quite a bit and taking a lot of poison damage, but he is finding his opportunities to get in, but no, Mortsy's having none of it. And then we have kind of reset in the corner here. Lowenator, yeah,
look at that. I talked about it. It's so cheap. That crouching medium kick, it just covers everything. It is like the Geico insurance. It's got you no matter what. Lowenator struggling here, and now he is on the back, but he's forced to make this comeback here. 2 games straight, but Mortsy only needs 1 round.
Yeah, no, looking very, very comfortable here, but gets a jump in, and this is where Lowenator is looking so good so far. The throw comes down. And yeah, he's changed up his timing. He's finding these opportunities finally to get the hit, but no, he blocks it on him, and this is all Mortsy so far. Mortsy's going for more of a mix-up game than before, not going for pressure, trying to just mix him up and finish off this round quick. Because yeah, he is, as you highlighted, 1 round away. And this is how you need to get it started. Activation comes down, and he's in the corner. This is really on Lowenator. He found his opportunity. He doesn't get trapped like the last time. He gets his hit, and now he's trapping him in the corner. Gets the hit, but no, Mortsy has reset. Situation out of there. He knew the flip was coming, but it didn't work out in his favor. But Mortsy gets the punish. One more hit. One more hit. On the overhead. And we're looking at one more interaction away from death. There it is. Crouching medium kick. And Lowenator is tied up the set 2-2.
Man, this guy never lets us rest. Didn't I tell him? I'm 31 now. My heart can't take this. He is not going down without a fight. 2-2. We are going into the last game. Either it's going to be a bracket reset from this point, or Mortsy will take it in winners. Lowenator, though, has so much inertia behind him, so much weight. He is pulling as he has fought from loser's side to get his spot back here. He is not done yet. Can he actually close this out?
Oh, exactly. Now he's doing such a good job. He's not relying on the reads as much. He's finding his opportunities in neutral to poke him out. Because Mortsy was being not predictable, but very active in neutral. He's pressing a lot of buttons. He's doing a lot of interactions. I think Lowenator has finally found his way to get through those. But we are back to the corner, and Mortsy has had all the reads there, but no, not this time. This is the second time in a row Lowenator has had the read on him this time, and has taken the corner back.
He stayed in front.
That's going to be stunned.
Okay, he's not going to be able to kill off of this, but he gets a very good position. He'll build a little bit of meter. I like him actually saving the V-trigger here. Okay, now this is... he's dead.
Oh, there we go.
Look at this. I cannot put into words how much mileage. He has traveled the world with how well he has been utilizing that neutral jump to deal with the coward crouch approach from Mortsy. Mortsy really has to just play more passive, because all of this damage is coming in huge bursts from Lowenator, where he's just choosing to neutral jump at the right time, and he's falling right on the head of Mortsy as he tries to go in with that crouching medium kick.
Yeah, it's such a key thing, and that it's actually shutting down Mortsy's corner pressure, which has been his win condition this whole time. He's been using the coward crouch into basically just poison and chip damage to win in the corner. The Lowenator, I think he's finally found his answers, you highlighted, and if he can keep it going, he might be able to get up in this set. And actually, he's even in these situations, he's looking a lot more comfortable.
Punish.
Yeah, there we go. He finds his opportunity. Earlier, he would have just blocked like another 3 slides. The throw comes down.
Wow, he challenged. He's not... Okay, he decides to save it. He pressed? Oh my gosh. It was a weird situation. The recovery of his jab got hit by the falling poison ball. And we're not out of the woods yet. Our intrepid hero is trying to fight back from the clutches of defeat. And there is a DP. He's not going down without a fight. He's not going to give this away for free.
Yeah, no, he's just looking for his hit. And there it is. Great move, the neutral jump.
Look at the damage. He gets a 35%.
Okay, and Mortsy has got another corner.
And the trade is fine. And now he's backing up. I love this. Good. He's willing to play this zoning game. He's got a significant life lead. And Mortsy doesn't have V-trigger yet. And he catches him. Oh my gosh. And the EX Bushin flip throw. The first time this entire tournament he has pulled that out when it matters most, and we have the bracket reset from Lowinator. He is just carrying all the weight of the world on his shoulders as he tries to win this and really secure his spot in that top 4 for the regional final. What a set we have. We're not done.
Now, this is absolutely insane as well. This is going to be potentially our first non-British Columbia grand final winner. Now, I mean, Cereblast has won that, so it's gotten a little bit inflated. But usually our top 3 is just BC. No, we had a mix. We had Saskatchewan, we had Manitoba, and we had BC today. And it's looking like if Lowinator can keep this up, we might actually have our first non-BC grand finals and our first not person that just isn't Cereblast as well. This is an absolutely unprecedented day. And if Lowinator keep this offense on, I think we're going to have a great story here as well. And as I highlighted with the points earlier, I'm fairly confident he will actually secure 4th by taking the victory here.
I am just so impressed. I cannot adequately put into words just the monumental success that I have seen from Lowinator, playing absolutely above his pay grade, but he is matching the energy and the skill level of Mortzy. He is showing that he is capable of hanging with the big dogs. Mortzy is somebody that you see get top 8 at CPT online events, that you see get top 8 at Wednesday Night Fight, among all these killers, and he can hang with them. Look at this, already starting off strong. He's not letting him rest at all. That is going to be a stun. Okay, there it is.
And he's looking so good so far. Lowinator, when he does have the momentum, is so good at turning into more. That doesn't quite get the setup there because of the recovery timing. Oh, but he ran in. He just ran in. He didn't give a single heck about that poison. He ran in, got the punish, and that was so much confidence. He's got the adrenaline in his stride. He's entered the matrix, and he has the read on what Mortzy's doing.
That aggression there right at the end and that read was so mind-breaking that it altered your lexicon in real time that you had to change up what you were going to say. I know you wanted to say something else, but this is a PG stream. So he is just playing out of his mind right now and still fighting out of the corner here. He's been fine. He's done that so many times. And look at the throw tech. He is ready. Okay, but right back at you, Mortzy. Not letting that stun dissipate just yet, able to close out there, gets the back throw for the maximum meter gain, and we are going into the last round here in the first game. It is a barn burner already. They are not slowing down at all, folks, even in the bracket reset.
No, it is absolutely insane to see. And we actually just saw the 2 players, when they have their win condition, they can take it. Lowinator, when he's on the offense, like right here, he's so good at getting more. But Mortzy, as we saw the last round, if he gets that corner control and he can call out the jump out that he's looking for, he's able to just turn it into so much more. Now, Mortzy does have the read here, but Lowinator, he's looking for that escape. Can he get it? And Mortzy, as you can see, he's doing the pressure and he's waiting. But no, he dashes up.
Oh, what a whip punish!
Oh my God!
And he gets the side switch with the V-trigger. Okay, he decides to save his meter this time. Tries to go for something of maybe a throw tech situation. And now Super is close to building up for Mortzy. He will almost have it this time. He's going to get it because of the poison buildup. And now the next... Oh, he's dead! He's dead! Oh, wait,
he's done!
Oh, that did kill! Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to have a sliver left. I thought maybe, just maybe he had messed up by not going into the V-trigger ender. But that EX command grab did enough damage on low health Fong. Lowinator continues that just bullet train momentum that has been behind him throughout this entire set. Even in the bracket reset, he takes the first game.
And I think it's so interesting too, because I mean, I keep highlighting the corner. That's what Mortzy's doing, but actually Lowinator's taking that away. Now Mortzy is calling out the jump out of the flip outs, but Lowinator's just been doing dash up button, or just preemptive poke early on, and he's been able to get out of the corner, which is just straight up how Mortzy's been winning these situations. And if he's taking that away, Lowinator can just win, like just right here. Oh my God, the whip punishes! It's insane.
Dude, literally, the MVP of this set for Lowinator is neutral jump. He has gotten so much mileage. Look at it. And it's really altering the way that Mortzy can try and get his way in. Because, look, and now he gets out for free because of the evolution flip. Okay, there's a punish, and now he is pretty low on life. But the defense has been so stout and on point from Lowinator. He's really known when he needs to dial it back and just kind of hold his position, not overextend. Now, Mortzy does get the better of it that round, but I still think Lowinator can feel comfortable. He can still feel like his answer is working.
Yeah, no, he doesn't really need to change it up too much there, because a lot of his stuff is dependent on understanding the timing that Mortzy's doing, and Mortzy did just switch it up a little bit on when he wanted to throw out those pokes and when to interrupt him. But if Lowinator gets that read back, we're going to see exactly what we saw in the last round. Mortzy just saw, no, he got it out. Oh, we got the challenge and he escaped from the corner. That's so key. He's throwing it out. He's looking for that buffer you highlighted earlier on the crouching medium punch. And oh, gets the hit on it. Mortzy pressuring on the damage, adding up the random hits and the poison. And now he's got Lowinator in the corner. Yeah, catches the flip. Yes. You can't just get away with that for free. Catches the V-shift. And Mortzy comes back with the commanding last 2 rounds and is tied up to set 1-1 apiece.
I need to point something out. Throughout most of the tournament, Lowinator has not been utilizing V-Shift much at all. Maybe once or twice here and there. But in that round alone, he used it twice in the span of about 20 seconds, and it's actually what got him killed. Against Fong, V-Shift can be a very strong tool, but under the wrong circumstances, it gives him so much more damage than he might get otherwise, and it puts you closer to the corner where he mixes any character, I don't care who you are. So Lowinator really needs to be a little more calculated with when he wants to use V-Shift, but right now he is gonna almost get this stun,
he's dead.
and
He's done.
Able to kill. Yeah, back throw. Okay, I would have liked the back throw for maximum meter gain, but a win's a win. We take those. He moves on to the next round.
I know, that's just key there. He was doing great callouts with the sweeps. Yeah, he's punishing all the poison ball activations. That's how he won the last round, how he got his 2 hits, and he's just letting that theme continue.
No punish.
Oh, no, but okay, he's got him kind of stuck in the corner here now. It's all Lowinator. Mortsy has to play the defensive game. He's managed to find his spot out. He slides out, but no, it's back into Lowinator. Get back in the corner, buddy. And he gets the hit on him, but now Mortsy has kind of turned it around to EXTP, and this is going to probably spell his fate. Oh, he went across up into the reset to get the stun.
Now this is going to scale very heavily here, but he does get a strong OP situation. He blocks it out. Great defense there, and now still not quite dead yet. But he does have to worry of, okay, did have to worry about chip damage. No such luck anymore. But when is he going to find the next hit to actually make this?
The throw?
Forward throw helps. He's not out of it yet. Oh,
slides out, waiting. Oh, it's just one more hit away.
Oh, he's dead!
He
found the hit with the low forward hit confirmed. Lowinator is taking this by the horns, and he is on the verge of winning this 3-1 over Mortsy. My man has just continued to hold all of this inertia behind him. He is pulling all of his weight and more to just run right over Mortsy, not even give him the chance to breathe. All this aggression is just impossible to stop, it seems. He's finding all the right reads, he's finding all the right positions, and Mortsy is just getting overrun, and he can't get the right solution.
No, look! Exactly. Oh! Like, he just has the read. That's the second round start where he's just made the right read off the ball. Gets the hit, and he's so good at just converting into more. Now we kind of reset to neutral hero Mortsy. Sometimes he's looked a bit more comfortable, but no. Oh, the auto hit this time, baby.
Okay, we do have a side switch, but the jumps. He has just gotten so much money. He stays in front that time, but he is still in the drive shape. Both hands on the wheel. There is a punish. No activation yet. We're going to find it here in just a second. Going to be sweep? No? Okay, there is the V reversal. Sweep into activate. When's it going to come?
Now we're just waiting patiently for it. V-Shift comes down.
V-Shift break. I love that V-Shift break.
Oh, he skips the core. Oh, okay, does not get the read on the poison ball that time, but gets the hit. Oh, challenged out of it back, though.
Oh, no.
My God, it's more. Oh, he's stunned, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Mortsy able to remain composed, able to string a series of events together offensively that ultimately get him to win, but that was not free. He still has to be feeling a little bit nervous. His blood pressure raised up a little bit higher than he usually is. And Lowinator, I still can think that he's not too pressed here about losing this. Look, I love that he's still able to zone. He's still willing to just play at this range, trying to go in here. And look at the way that it pays off when he does guess right.
Yeah, no, like, and he's so good at turning into more. Like, when Mortsy is forced straight on the defense here, he has been crumpling a bit because Lowinator is just so good at mixing up his options.
Oh, what a punish!
This is what he needs. Oh, the V-Shift gets out of there, though. He's looking for the hit. Yeah, anti-air comes down. Lowinator just looking for... Oh, there it is. That was sick. That's going to give him corner pressure as well. He's going to have all the pressure on the Oki here. Jump out here from Mortsy, though. He's turned the pressure around, and he has access to V-Trigger as well. If he wants to use it. And that's it. Lowinator ties up the set. Oh, my God.
Man, it's just like Mortsy cannot get him off of him. There are these brief moments of reprieve in neutral where he might try and throw a gram, he might try and reposition himself, right? But in these just burst situations, he goes for the right offensive sequence, he goes for the right read, and it pays off in such a big way. I love that V-Shift break there. And look at all the gray damage racking up. And even that punish, this punish is huge. It seems like every single time it's 20, 30, 40%. And look at this.
Got the hit.
He's almost dead.
Oh, he almost a CA. Oh, doesn't quite manage to build it during the combo.
Tried to go for a shimmy, no such luck.
Oh, that does it! Did it!
Lowinator wins. Lowinator takes it in the blink of an eye. That EX run got right in his face. Mortsy caught like a deer in the headlights. And Lowinator just flips him over his forearm right onto the ground. Fong falls, and we have a new champion for the first time in Capcom Pro Tour World Warrior Canada West. Lowinator takes it. He is your first non-BC champion. He makes the most of this situation, takes the lion's share of the points, and cements himself in, what did you say, 4th place?
I think he's currently in 4th and actually beat out his runner, Super Friends, who was right on his heels and I think I will secure
So
Super
good.
Friends 5th. So it's just, what a fantastic victory. I'm still stunned because I've been sitting here, I'm not going to lie, getting so used to, top 3s that have like Mortzy, White Gun, and Ceroblast, of course, and then usually Lonator and Bum is kind of down in the lower parts.
Right.
No, today we have a Manitoba champion, and it's so exciting to see. This is honestly probably my favorite one so far. Oh my God, wait, what?
What happened? Suddenly we had a donation from, I can't read what that says. It's a little too blurry on my screen. Shoot, who was that donated?
I think that says Reformats, if I am reading that correctly.
Reformats with the huge $100 donation. Thank you so much. All of that money is going directly to these players to support, and what an incredible show did they put on. We are making sure that they are taken care of and rewarded for the energy, the hype, and the skill that they brought to this month's CPT World Warrior event. Thank you so much, everybody who has supported it. And just what an amazing tournament it was. Without a doubt, Loanator was the MVP, obviously because he won, but just so impressive, such great energy, and really sticking to a strategy, even when the moments when somebody that he was fighting might have had an answer, somebody might have, battled back, he never swayed too much from what he thought would work, and that's why he won.
Oh, and it was so beautiful to see. I'm beyond excited, and honestly, even just to highlight a bit more the event as well, like, we had so many upsets. We had such a different bracket. We had Muck finally making it in. Super Friends played absolutely out of his mind. And I think that's even more important because what we saw in Losers Final, it was Loanator beating Super Friends, and honestly, the peak. I have watched Super Friends in so many Alberta-based events, Canada events during my life. That was the best I think I've ever seen him play, and Loanator stopped that in its tracks and then took grand finals. Just what an amazing match to watch. Of course, if you guys want to get involved with this as well, this happens monthly. We got one more. Admittedly, it'd be kind of hard to get in the top 8 now, but if you do want to play and just come check it out, you can go to startgg/Capcom T 2022-World Warrior, and there will be one for you. And even if you guys are watching from somewhere else, there is, I think, 26 regions. There is somewhere playing that you can get in on. And as the winner of this is basically, in case you guys don't know the format by now, the top 8 on the leaderboard that I've been talking about the whole broadcast move on to our finals in December. The winner of that goes to Capcom Cup. What this means is we get 26 unique entrants to Capcom Cup from different regions. And Canada West is one not usually represented. We usually got Cero in there and not a lot more, but we have so many people today, and I'm really excited to see how it goes. So if you want to play in this, get in there. There's no better time than now.
Exactly. And before we get out of here, I do want to remind everybody, I am Mr. Mistopheles. You can find me on my Twitter, at Mr. Mistopheles. I also have a very active Twitch, twitch.tv/Mr. Mistopheles. John, where can the people find you?
So you guys can all find me at BatmanHat_cast, as you see under there. I don't stream or anything too much. Unfortunately, I'm a pretty busy guy, but if I do stream, it's instantly announced on there. I always announce what events and stuff I'm doing, and any support you guys can give me would be absolutely awesome, because admittedly, this is probably the biggest thing I've ever done, and it's super, super sick.
You've been doing great. It's been a real pleasure to commentate with you. I also want to remind everybody, I will be at Defend the North this weekend. I will be commentating and competing, so if you guys have any free time, please tune into that. But that will be all from us. Again, thank you to Level Up Live for providing this platform. Thank you so much again to John for joining me on the commentary desk. And of course, thank you all, everybody, for tuning in. There's 170 of you strong. We appreciate it so much. Thank you for all the support for the Match Reno, and we will catch you guys next time.
Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.